Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Wayne McNeil, and I, along with my good friend of 20 years, Sheldon Kennedy, co-founded Respect Group back in 2004. Today, we're going to spend 30 minutes or so sharing a bit about who we are, why we do what we do, how respect or lack thereof can significantly impact a person's health and well-being, what our online training is all about, and an opportunity to have a positive influence on your organizational culture. You know, looking back, I think we were slightly ahead of our time. E-learning was just slowly gaining acceptance, and training to prevent maltreatment was still a very progressive concept. Those different forms of maltreatment are bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination. We refer to these as bad behaviors, and we all know they can stack up. Today, having stood firmly behind our beliefs for 12 years, I'm pleased to say that we have Respect certified over 750,000 Canadians online. We started our journey with Respect in Sport training, which has evolved into standard education for coaches and parents across Canada. We also train school leaders and, most recently, all employees in hundreds of organizations through Respect in the Workplace, the program we're here to discuss today. Respect Group has approached all of our programs with some fundamental principles that we consider important and differentiate us from basic e-learning providers and classroom-based training methods. Another thing that differentiates us is our exclusive curriculum partnership with the Canadian Red Cross, who, through the Respect Education Division, are the recognized international authority within the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement for the prevention of maltreatment. We focus on empowering the bystander, not trying to catch the bad guy. We strive to create culture change, not just compliance. Simply stated, we're all about polishing the good apples. Of equal importance to us, as well as the clients we serve, we've had third-party, evidence-based research conducted on all of our programs. That research confirms that our programs actually work. But when someone says, "Wayne, I wish we'd implemented Respect in the Workplace 2 years ago," well, that's all I need to hear. In the end, we're a fully outsourced provider that, through our timely and cost-effective implementations, allows our clients to deal with their organizational priorities and leave the delivery of proactive prevention education to us. Earlier, I mentioned Sheldon Kennedy, my good friend and co-founder of Respect Group. In addition to an 8-year career in the NHL, Sheldon is a world-renowned abuse prevention advocate and recipient of numerous awards, honorary doctorates, and a member of the Order of Canada. I'll turn it over to Sheldon now to say a few words.
Thanks, Wayne. Yes, it's been quite the journey, and we have learned a lot. We now understand that the impacts of bad on the victim and those looking on are all similar, severe, and often lifelong. That's why we need to prevent them from happening. If we can prevent them or intervene early, which is the ultimate goal of our programs, we can have a positive influence on individuals and the organizations they serve. To me, the only thing that can impact culture change or enlighten people on how to recognize, prevent, or report bad is education, plain and simple. Even though we cut our teeth initially in the realm of sport, we quickly observed that the behaviors we encountered in sport were prevalent in the workplace. Our many sport clients told us, "Respect in sport is great, you need one for the workplace." We listened. Today, we have hundreds of organizations using Respect in the Workplace, and we are proud to see the difference it is making. Now, to talk a little bit more about that difference, I'll turn it over to Brad and Logan to give you a greater appreciation, and thank you once more for joining us today. We are very grateful for your interest in what we do and how it can help you make positive strides within your own organization. Over to you, Brad.
Thanks, Sheldon. My name is Brad Blaisdell, and I've had the pleasure of working with the Respect Group since 2010. I am keenly aware that the issues of bad behaviors in the workplace and the importance of mental health have never been so prevalent. Each of you on this call know the magnitude of these issues in the workplace and understand that there's an opportunity to improve your culture. You don't need to look much further than the first page or two of the news to find headlines about organizations that have been affected by bad behaviors and the detrimental effects those have had on the people and the reputation of the organization as a whole. Nearly 6 out of 10 workers are exposed to workplace harassment. 45% of workers feel they have been bullied themselves at work. 50% of companies reported incidents of bullying in the workplace, leading to decreased morale, increased stress, depression, and decreased trust among coworkers. 1/3 of workers suffer health-related problems as a result of bullying, and on average, 26% decide to quit their jobs. When we look at our own survey data, those numbers are often even higher. There's overwhelming evidence that shows the connections between the physical and mental health impacts of employees who are exposed to bad behaviors in the workplace. The Workplace Bullying Institute conducted a study of 516 participants, all of whom had experienced either bullying, abuse, harassment, or discrimination in the workplace. Of those, 73% were treated for work-related health symptoms. 49% were diagnosed with depression. It is critical that employers really understand the negative impacts that BAD has on their employees' physical and mental well-being. Even though workers' compensation pays for the extended claims, all employers pay the price. We are proud to have entered into a unique partnership with the Mental Health Commission of Canada. They are experts in the area of how bad behaviors create negative impact on one's mental health. The MHCC is also the go-to organization within Canada when it comes to educating employers on the national standard for psychological health and safety in the workplace. It's an expectation that every employer creates a psychologically safe workplace, one that does not permit harm to employee mental health, one in which every practical effort is made to avoid reasonably foreseeable injury to the mental health of employees. Unaddressed mental health issues cost Canadian business $6.6 billion per year. I'm now going to turn it over to our friends at MHCC to talk about how respect in the workplace fits with the standard.
You probably know that many of us spend more time with our colleagues than we do our families. New technologies make it harder to leave our responsibilities behind, even when we've left our workplace. All this work is taking a toll on employees, but we don't have to accept burnout and stress as daily realities. Instead, we should see an opportunity to reach people where they are and create safe, healthy, and productive settings. This will do more than help individual workers. It will have a spillover effect, reducing stigma within our families, amongst our friends, and in our communities. There is no mystery in creating a mentally healthy work environment. In fact, the Mental Health Commission of Canada has been working for a number of years to build standards, tools, and resources that employers can use to begin their journey. I'm proud to say that we're implementing these very same measures at the Commission because we share the challenges you may be facing. A workplace where employees thrive is one where mental health is central to every aspect of the job, from manageable workloads to clear expectations and a culture of civility and respect. There is no place for bullying or harassment in a healthy workplace. I applaud the Respect Group for putting mental health on the agenda in a big and a bold way. Respect training will advance your mental health agenda, regardless of organization size or sector. The journey to mental wellness at work is a long road, and this training is an important step in the right direction. If you are listening to this, you're already on the right side of progress.
Thank you for your comments and your important work at MHCC. I'll now turn it over to my colleague Logan to share more about the Respect in the Workplace program.
Thanks, Brad, and welcome everyone. First, I'd like to reiterate that we are all about the issues. We pride ourselves on being subject matter experts, not a generic online trading provider. We stick to what we know best: respect. As Wayne said earlier, our programs are about culture change, not just compliance. Utilizing that approach, risk and liability reduction becomes a byproduct, as does delivering on the MHCC's national standards. We use proven instructional design techniques that ensure that end users have the same educational experience regardless of literacy level, location, age, or technical proficiency. We are fully bilingual, and not just our program, but also our 24/7 human-answered technical support line. We know that online learning, especially with the sensitive topics we cover, offers a safe environment in which to learn. A classroom approach can often get undermined by the very behaviors you're trying to eliminate. The efficiency of delivering content through e-learning also allows us to take 4 hours of standard classroom-based content and deliver it in just 90 minutes. When we build your version of Respect in the Workplace, we customize it with your branding, images, and include your own specific policies, procedures, or codes of conduct. To give you a sense of the actual look and feel of the program, here is a clip of how we use situational vignettes and interactive questions and answers to engage the learner.
Welcome to Respect in the Workplace, a program designed to assist you and your organization in creating a positive culture that's free of discrimination, workplace bullying, and harassment.
A colleague of mine, Francine, was having a bad day at work. Her car had been stolen from her house that morning, and then on her way into work, someone on the bus spilled coffee on her suit. A few hours later, her supervisor told her, during our weekly project update meeting, that the project she was managing was at risk of being cancelled by her client. While Franny, normally calm and cool, lost it. Me? I was there with my new cell phone, shot a video and posted it. I didn't think about what might happen. The video went viral. I think half the planet saw it, including our boss and the client for Franny's project. Needless to say, my video put the nail in the coffin of that project, and it didn't do much for Franny's career either. I only posted that video because I thought it was funny. It never occurred to me what the implications might be.
Professor Masood Abbasi is from Pakistan and new to the university. He is a top researcher and well-liked by his students. He is attending a staff meeting with his department head and several other professors where they are discussing different student engagement techniques. Professor Abbasi is recommending a method he had used successfully in Pakistan when Professor Samuelson, known for his direct comments, cuts him off, saying,
Are you kidding me, Abbasi? That might have worked for you in Pakistan, but it isn't going to cut it here. Why don't you let the rest of us focus on turning these students into successful academics?
It was just a suggestion.
Here's a suggestion. Jump on a plane and take your methods back to Pakistan where they belong.
With that, and getting no support from his colleagues, including the department head, Dr. Santos, who just looks away, Professor Abbasi quickly leaves the room.
Question 6. What type of behavior is exhibited by Professor Samuelson? Is it bullying or harassment? Harassment? That's the one.
Now, I know what you may be thinking. That was clearly disrespectful behavior, and it's common sense. However, while sometimes respectful behavior is common sense, it's not always translated into common practice, which is what our program strives to accomplish, creating a consistent practice in dealing with issues while setting a standard for what respect actually means. You get a real sense of how our program is having an impact when you look at the mandatory pre- and post-survey results that we capture. This survey has been provided from Alberta Human Services, who have certified over 5,500 of their employees. Have a look. Twice as many people felt they themselves had crossed the line, realizing that they actually have engaged in these behaviors themselves after being educated through the program. So that tells us that they just didn't know where the line was drawn, and now have a chance to reflect and potentially remedy that situation. We call that looking in the mirror and having them ask themselves, how am I showing up? Which at the end of the day is the outcome you want. These results are typical with all of our clients, as are these other responses from Alberta Human Services, which highlight the positive end user experience. Now, I'll turn it back over to Brad to share a bit more about Respect certification.
Thanks, Logan. Respect certification creates confidence around difficult issues and opens up the conversation. Following completion of the program, employees feel empowered to prevent issues from occurring and confident to know what to do to avoid escalation if issues do happen to arise. Respect in the Workplace training allows you to get ahead of these issues before they spin out of control. Simply stated, we shift your focus to prevention instead of putting out fires. Working with the Respect Group represents an ongoing commitment to respect. The relationship does not end after the 90-minute program. In fact, it can start even before you implement and well after completion of the program. We call it the Respect Continuum. Even before committing, you can take advantage of our fully optional Respect Barometer at no cost. It will help assess your respect climate before you implement or later to measure the program's impact. Then comes the Respect in the Workplace program itself, where employees become Respect certified. After organization-wide certification, we then offer a proprietary online portal called Keeping Respect Alive, which contains engaging tools including respect-related activities, supporting data, workplace facts, visuals, and workshop templates. These resources are utilized to keep the message front and center within the organization and provide continuity between certification and recertification. At this time, I'd like to talk to you about the investment required to become Respect certified. The retail price of Respect in the Workplace is $40 per employee. That includes the Respect Barometer, Respect in the Workplace online training, Keeping Respect Alive, and a full suite of administrative reporting and database tools. We also stand by our training with what we call the Respect Guarantee. I'd now like to introduce you to our good friend Blaine, President and founder of the Workplace Fairness Institute. Respect Group and WFI have entered into a unique and exciting partnership. Blaine will now talk a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Brad. The Workplace Fairness Institute shares a similar past with Respect Group. When we started 10 years ago, we were well ahead of our time. Like Respect Group, we believe that fairness and dignity are key components to any functional, productive, and profitable workplace. For fairness and respect to thrive in a workplace, they must be essential parts of the culture. This means that everyone must believe in these principles. To get there, we must first reach out to every workplace participant and provide them with a common language and understanding of these issues. We are proud to work with Respect Group to complement their valuable foundational training with these other services.
Thank you, Blaine. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Wayne to sum things up.
Thanks, Brad. We hope you found the session of interest and perhaps something that may provide real benefits within your own organization. There's been a lot of information presented here, so I encourage you to reach out directly to Brad or Logan to get you access to the program so you can give it a test drive, measure your own respect climate with our Respect Barometer, and learn more about our Respect Guarantee. Also, as part of the work we do with Jumpstart Charities, which gives kids in need a chance to participate in sport and other physical activities, Respect Group will donate $100 in your name if you implement Respect in the Workplace within 8 weeks of this webinar. Just our way of saying thank you and giving a little back to those in need. I'll now open the floor to questions which you can type into the chat window, which will be answered by Brad or Logan. Also, feel free to contact Brad or Logan at any time. Thank you all so much again. We are sincerely grateful for the time you spent with us today, and we really look forward to our continued discussions with you.